Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Tragedy inside one of the homes in Fargo, aiming to help recovering addicts.
Overdose is suspected in the death of a 24-year-old man who died in a home close to NDSU. Michael Peterson is his name. He was living in a sober home in the 1000 block of 10th Street North. His body was discovered over the weekend in his room. An autopsy will be performed in order to get the official cause of death. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hocker joins us live with reaction. Cornelius?
Mike, Andrea, mourning the loss of a life of someone who struggled with addiction has become an all too familiar thing in our community. And as you mentioned, Michael Peterson was staying at a sober home. It's one of the four tied to the F5 project, which has been in the news frequently of late. The founder of F5 says this death highlights the major problem we have with addiction in the community.
And I think the thing that hurts the most in it is that I think being that it was in our house, we feel responsible. But at the same time, we're fighting a disease that sometimes that just can't be won.
Peterson's death comes at a time when the F5 project is facing challenges from the city of Fargo. As I reported last night, Commissioner Dave Pipcorn called for a halt to the project until it comes in compliance with city code regarding the number of people that can be housed in the homes. However, the city's planning department says it's not that cut and dry. And at this time, the department has heard from Martin, and they believe the group is in compliance. I'll have more on that tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Cornelius. Martin also told us that they'll be conducting more checks at the F5 homes to prevent future drug and alcohol-related problems.
Two men are facing second-degree assault charges after police say they were involved in an incident where a gun was pulled in South Moorhead. 22-year-old Eddie Darden of Dilworth, Minnesota, and 22-year-old Kyler Klepp of Mayville, North Dakota, were arrested after police stopped their car near the 1100 block of 34th Street South in Moorhead. A search of the car turned up two guns. Police were first called out around 1:30 today after someone reported that the two men showed up at a Moorhead construction site and flashed a gun. Investigators say they believe the incident was a result of a texting argument over a woman that one of the men arrested and third male are familiar with. Police tracked down Darden and Klepp near the Casey's gas station on 34th Street South. They are both being held at the Clay County Jail. Now, officials say the investigation is ongoing.
Police are still looking for two people they say robbed a Casey's General Store in Fargo. Investigators were on the scene around 4 a.m. at the 10th Street and 3rd Avenue North location, stating that two armed men came in and demanded money. It was reported that one of them was carrying a gun and the other had a knife, but police could not confirm that. Officers say the men were wearing dark clothing and their faces were covered. If you have any information about the robbery, you're urged to call police.
We've been hearing throughout the day that there's rain moving in this direction. Well, let's find out from Hutch if we should expect it early on tonight. Hutch?
Some of us will indeed need umbrellas and windshield washer fluid topped off as we head into the evening hours as a batch of heavy rain is working its way mainly along and north of Interstate 94. Showers along the South Dakota border falling apart just a bit as of the last half hour or so. Where it's raining heavy, Towner County moving up into the Cavalier County area. Cando to Devil's Lake seeing some heavy showers pushing out of the Wells County area and into the Foster and Eddy County areas. A very heavy band of showers as well. This is where the activity will stay focused for now. Here's a look at the forecast model showing that by 8 o'clock tonight, showers continue in the Devil's Lake Basin and still are not into the Red River Valley by 10 o'clock tonight. We will have a chance of some rain in the overnight forecast. I'll tell you how much and where it's all heading. And we'll talk about the forecast for the rest of the week ahead here in a few moments.
Look forward to that. Thanks, Hutch. And make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecast and conditions. You can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free.
This is not acceptable. This is not the United States of America. It's not what we do.
We can make a difference if we refuse to let hate win. That's the message coming from a former North Dakota legislator who was in Charlottesville as violence broke out at a white supremacist rally.
Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson spoke with Kathy Hawken and shares her experience.
It was certainly not an experience that I'd care to repeat.
Kathy Hawken was feeling patriotic and proud of her country as she visited Charlottesville for a wedding. She was snapping pictures as they passed by these officers. she assumed were doing some kind of training.
At which point things started happening from about a street over, and it happened very quickly, and my husband and I decided that we should perhaps vacate the area. So we went on a back route to get back to our hotel, where we encountered a whole group of people dressed in brown attire, and so I assume were part of the protest with flags that are not ones I'd have in my front yard.
And in that moment, seeing this, the former legislator was not so proud of her country.
I worked in integration in Albany, Georgia, the first year of integration in 1971, and saw the signs on the walls that said colored and white. And we worked hard to get past that. I've worked for years for women's rights, for equality for women. And yet, when I look back on my now 70 years, it doesn't seem like a lot has changed. And that's scary.
She's hoping people will stand up against hate.
I love my state, and I really hope that it can be an example of civility.
Meaning civil discussions to spark some change. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Hawken also shared some advice saying people need to think about the words they are using. If you hear someone saying something inappropriate, she says, speak up, but don't be hateful.
In the wake of the violence in Charlottesville, we're learning what types of groups are allegedly present here in the FM area. According to Fargo Police, there are 5 hate groups here in the area: Aryan Brotherhood, Peckerwood, Soldiers of Aryan Culture, Woodpile, and White Power. Police add there aren't many people associated with these organizations that they're aware of. We have details regarding the history of these groups posted on our website. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
The Fargo School Board has issued a take-it-or-leave-it offer to the district's teachers. The board approved a 1-year contract offer that includes a $500 pay raise. Today's move follows stalled negotiations over pay and classroom safety. Teachers are not allowed to strike in North Dakota, so they have less than a week to sign the deal, or the district says they'll be out of a job. Teachers union representatives say the school board doesn't value what the teachers mean to the district based on this offer. The school board president disagrees.
The board basically said today that your years of experience and what we've been doing in our district as far as growth and helping you, that we don't necessarily value that.
That's not true at all. Obviously, our longest serving teachers are our highest paid teachers, and we certainly value them. I can understand their frustration.
Johnson adds that teachers can petition to reopen negotiations for next year's contracts around Thanksgiving. Fargo students will be back in school August 24th.
The superintendent of Northern Cass Schools is facing a DUI charge after being arrested over the weekend. The Cass County Sheriff's Office tells Valley News Live that Corey Steiner was pulled over for speeding in rural Mapleton on Saturday. Steiner appeared in court and was formally charged with misdemeanor DUI. He's due back in court at the end of the month.
The state of North Dakota is on the receiving end of a $10 million payout from the federal government to help defray the costs of the DAPL protests. It's not the full estimated cost of the protests, however. The announcement comes after the state applied for tens of millions of dollars through the Department of Justice earlier and was denied. U.S. North Dakota Senator John Hoeven says, considering the protester camp was allowed to remain on federal land and the Obama administration's decision to prolong the situation and refusal to enforce the law, it only makes sense that the federal government should shoulder a share of the cost.
Jamestown Regional Medical Center is the first hospital in North Dakota to install a GE Revolution CT scanner, the most advanced CT scanner in the state. The medical center's system offers low radiation doses, short exam times, high resolution, and quiet ambient noise during the exam. The new system offers 128 slice images. The old scanner offered 64 slice images. The images a CT scan produces are more detailed than a conventional X-ray and can reveal internal injuries and bleeding.
Someone soon could have a bigger bank account. A Lucky for Life player in North Dakota matched 5 white balls in last night's drawing, winning $25,000 a year for life. The lucky ticket was sold at Hamster Oil in Michigan, North Dakota. The person with the winning ticket will have the option to receive $25 grand a year for life or a lump sum cash payment of $390,000. So far, no one has contacted the lottery office to claim the prize. For winning numbers and other information, visit our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
Either way you take it, it's a good thing.
I'm out chasing Mega Millions and,
I know.
Powerball.
We should be playing this,
Yeah, I
apparently.
guess.
Yeah. Well, we're getting closer to the solar eclipse. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we'll tell you about some events locally where you can go to watch the historic event.
And we have showers pushing their way mainly through northeast North Dakota. As we head into the evening, they will continue to drift eastward. I'll have details on what you can expect next.